Hi there and welcome back to Triplicate, and today something a bit different. This is a toy belonging to a family baby, which I believe is some kind of a light, but I haven't seen it running. And the problem with it is bad contact or bad something to the power in socket. Despite the fact they purchased a new lead, it doesn't work very well, so I shall plug this end into the mains. And assure me this lead was a good quality one. So shall we plug this into here and see what happens? Nothing? Do we have to press something? Ah, there we go. Oh gosh, it goes round and lights up and goes round, and it's got 3 buttons on it labelled A, B and C, and you have, yes, if that's what she said, if you pull the the wire up it runs, if you don't it doesn't. Oh, it's blue. And okay, that's C. B is red, and ah. I could have labelled the switches better. It seems to be motor is C, B is scroll through the colours, and A is, okay, the white one in the middle. Okay, anyway, we know what the problem is. It works if you lift the power socket. I mean, it's very loose, and if you lift it up it works. If you don't, if you let go of it, it doesn't. So, shall we get the screwdriver out and tear into it? Okay. This one looks like it might come off. Shall we? Oh, that's all very small child-proof to me. See that getting trashed. Oh yeah, it comes off. Let's pull the power wire out. Ah, we've got some screws underneath, so let's pull those out and see if there's anything in the battery compartment. Oh no, just the place you put the batteries. So shall we whip the bottom panel off? This one, and some one. So here she comes. Okay, 2 wires to the battery, and a little circuit board, 3 switches, and I think the board okay, I see, they're latching switches, and that's just a push to change the LED colour. 3 little switches. Okay, does this just slide out here? It does. Looking good. Gunge on the bottom of the board. Right, so this is the one that's causing problem. Okay, well, should we look first at the obvious things? Is it a bad contact? So we have some, if you orientate the can, deoxide gold, or deoxide something or other, and we're going to squirt that in there, which is going to squirt out all over me. And we are going to push that back in. Let's have a look at the post here. Well, nothing happening. Oh. No. I think what I might do is put some batteries in and see if it works okay off batteries. Okay. Nothing. Do we have a bad track on the PCB possibly? Let's have a look. What have we got here and here? Five volts. Okay. Okay, so why is it not now doing anything at all? Alright, I shall probably have a bit of a poke at it and bring you back, and something's flashing on the camera as well. Okay, don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but we're going to try. So, that there is the positive, the pin from the, I'm going to pull this out, the centre, the positive from the connector, and that there is the negative from the connector, and that there is the battery input. And what happens is when the connector, the power connector's out, that is connected to that via a switch internally, a contact, and when you push the plug in, it opens that contact. However, if I get my meter and put it across there. Oh no, hang on. I took a battery out. So this is across this where the battery comes into the socket, and the positive, we get 5 volts. However, if I put this against that, which is the output to the circuit, we get nothing, millivolts. That's with the, I realise that's with the plug in, and even with the plug out, we don't get any power across the output from the socket again. A few millivolts, that's just pickup. So we conclude that that socket is faulty. So I shall think what I'm going to do about that. Okay, we're going in. I'm going to pull this socket out. So I am going to clamp it in place. We have the soldering iron warming up, and I need to get the battery wires off. And get these off of here. It's not going to be so easy, can I? That's under there. I need 3 hands, need 3 hands. That's pretty much off. I should get some of this stuff. Yeah. Right, we'll go for that note. That one's clear, this one isn't. Well, we're still in shot we are. Right, there we go, she's out. So, let's have a look at this socket, see if we can do anything to resurrect it. Okay, these are not designed to be taken apart, so I'm probably going to wreck it by doing this. How it's attached together I don't know, probably glued. Yep. Right, I'm going to put it the other way in the socket. Oh, should get a small screwdriver under it now. No, it's good. Oh, that's not good. Broken it. Well, I'm going to have to look under the microscope to see if there's anything to be done for it, otherwise we're going to have to make alternative arrangements. Okay, so I had a look inside, or down the back, inside the back there of this with a microscope, and there was a little piece of broken off plastic in there. So I conclude that this socket is defunct. However, I have here a little clip-on reading light which takes batteries. It also has a power socket in the top, and if we plug the power lead in and turn it on, it works. So the socket is the same, the socket is good, and we always run this off batteries. So we're going to see if we can take this socket out of here and use it in here. So here we have a suitable screwdriver and 4 screws to remove. So, I'd be curious to know what goes in these things as well, since we've got several of them. Don't know, it does come apart. Oh, so there we go. I am going to go on, don't tell me, no, it's not glued in. I'm going to zoom the camera in and let it focus, so I've got a record of how this thing is wired up. Let's turn the soldering iron on. Clamp this in the little vise. Oh, come on. Right. In shot. In shot a bit more. Clean that bit up a bit. Right, so if we plug this in here, so the front and the back are the supply. I have it right. So the back pin is positive. Back pin is positive, front pin is negative. And if I pull this out and put this to ohms, the side pin and the back pin, you see what I mean, are connected, and if I disconnect the other end of the power wire from the power supply, the side pin and the back pin are now disconnected. So that socket is not going to fit in that hole because that is sort of side on and that is end on. So I am going to solder some wires onto the board and just bring a little wire out of the hole and have this, not that, have this one floating about. It won't be as factory, but it will keep the baby happy because the toy will work. Okay, so here we are. Little bit of error board, 3 wires off it, and all we need to do now is connect this to here. So I now need to check against the video footage as to which is which. I think that's the positive, but I'm going to check rather than blowing it up. Or is that the positive? It's got a red wire on it. Never mind. We'll see. Oh, that's got a red wire on it as well. I will see. Okay, so I checked this up and that is the positive for both the battery and the socket. So we will connect them up. Let's be close on there. Trim a bit off. That's pretty silly. You've got 6 hands here. Damn, generous amount of solder onto that pad. Oh. Let's get in somewhere. Oh, that's alright. What do you reckon? I do. Can't see it on the camera, but it's on. And the yellow for the batteries. Yeah, maybe a little later. Let's see that idea. Yep, the yellow is the positive end of the batteries. This wire, I guess, is probably going to... No, so the insulation is probably going to melt. It usually does on very cheap wire. So the black goes to this pad here, which just clean up. Oh. That's better. Okay, so she's wired up. Shall we see if it works? I think first I am going to put some batteries in. Check the batteries work okay. So now if I... Yep, we get the motor. Hang on. Alright, so turn that on, the motor's working. And the switch is a bit dodgy. Ha ha ha, for the middle light. Should we plug the power in? And there we go. It's motoring round, and let's check. There, the battery was missing. Yep, still motoring round, and I've taken the battery out, so if I pull this out, it stops. So, let's see if we can do something about this. Which switch was it? So this is end switch A, and they've labelled it here. Right, again I'm going to have a close look at that and see if there is anything I can do about it. Okay, there's a slight gap there where I guess there's 2 pairs of contacts and some switches using the same case, So I am going to try and get some of this magic deoxit stuff in there. There's a piece of tissue to stop it going absolutely everywhere. Okay, well, I think it's better I'm gonna have to come back. So this is Deoxit D5, not Deoxit Gold. This ought to change the name of it reasonably regularly. I'll have a look at that, because that's good stuff. I think the one, I will try and spray some in the motor switch, and I think the light ones. You only need to make momentary contact for the coloured light one. Oh, look at that. Magic. I might try and get a bit more in there. And then I'm going to put some heat shrink round this bit of Verboard and heat shrink that, heat shrink this, heat shrink on the, wherever it's gone, the wire to the battery holder. And not a lot else to do, start screwing it back together. Okay, all back together. Let's try first batteries. I can hear it whirring. Obviously left the motor switch on. There we go, and the light on. And batteries out, mains in, well, mains 5 volts, light works, motor works. Yeah, these LEDs on, groovy flashing. Let's put its little top back on. I'll do that while it's going around. Top goes that way. That's the battery compartment screw. So there we go. Another successful repair. Good enough for a baby. So on that note, I think we'll call it a day for this video. So subscribe if you like the channel. Leave a comment if you've got anything important to say on babies' toys, and a thumbs up would be nice. And so until next time, it's goodbye from Triplicate, home of interesting electronics. Goodbye.